So this Dream Life Masterclass is for hardworking people. It's for people who work hard and have worked for years and still unsatisfied. It's for people who are in transition. It's for people who are dissatisfied with life. It's for people who are looking for answers. Anybody looking for answers? Beautiful. Searching for direction. In need of support, mentorship, coaching. Put both hands up. And so this is what I want you to understand. All those things, that was me. I was searching. I'll tell you my story, but in a minute. But that was me. Dissatisfied, hardworking, looking for answers. Had nowhere to turn. Nowhere to go. I didn't. You know how you have a whole contact list of people you can't call?
Yeah.
Come on. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You can't, because you don't want to tell them about your situation, because you know they don't understand. Here's the other flip side of that. We don't want people to know that we are struggling, and that's why we get so dialed up. Because you really don't want to know what's under all this stuff. I'm just telling you, we got psychologists in the room, so they can check me on anything I'm saying. But so we have to be very conscious of the fact that we need, and it was already spoken in some of the responses. We need somebody else to help us to birth. So it's almost like giving a baby. We need someone to help us as a midwife to birth the dreams that's within us. And what we keep trying to do is do it ourselves. We keep trying to know, I don't need no help.
Come on.
We want to continue with the facade, I got it going on. And somehow we've been trained to believe that we shouldn't ask for help. So I want to tell you a little bit about me. This is the little girl that talks to me every day. This is the little girl that reminds me that when I was about 9 years old, I saw on television Dr. Martin Luther King got assassinated. From that moment, I had a dream. And my dream was to help people be their best. That little girl speaks to me every day. So we need to go back, and that's what that video was about. Go back to not a little girl, but your little girl.
Yes.
And I'm actually born to a single parent mother. I have 5 siblings. And like I said, these 3 on the end, they look kind of similar. Everybody doesn't know this about me, so that's why I'm doing this. I happen to be a triplet. Oh, see that? And she came out, this is Loretta, this is LaVerne, and I'm LaVerne. I came out last. And my mother, after being a triplet, my mother called me her baby. And see, what happens is in birth order, this is another thing that we need to know. When you're the last in the birth order, you're the last child. You're the star child. When you understand that about yourself, you just go with it. All right, you don't have to apologize for it. And the oldest too is something about that too, but I'm going to go there. All right, so I did, after being born to a single parent mother, I went to school. I was in high school, and I was in an architecture class. I love interior design, and the teacher told me, LaVerne, if you don't go to college, your life will never amount to much. Went to the guidance counselor's office, and I said, I want to be an architect. And the guidance counselor told me, that's not a good idea. You should be a nurse. So why do you think he said that?
Because you're black. There weren't many women architects.
I mean, he couldn't see the vision for me. Yeah. But he said, you'll never get an architecture school. Well, I did. I got an architecture school, and then I went to study construction management. Because when I was in architecture school, they discriminated against me so horribly that I said, okay, I'm going to be your boss. All right?
Yeah, okay.
So again, and I need to tell you this because I need you to understand where I came from. Knowing when I went to the refrigerator, there wasn't no food in there.
That's right.
Knowing how to learn how to make that hunger go away. I'm talking about a single parent mother with 6 girls on welfare. And after I graduated, I became a pastor. I got a doctor of ministry, and I became a pastor as well as an executive director for community development where I work with children for 20 years. So I need you to get a little background. And I have found the American dream. Husband, 2 children, 2.5 children. A dog, 4-bedroom house on an acre of land. I'm telling you that life was good. Vacations, cars, jewelry, I'm telling you. And then all hell broke loose. All hell broke loose. And the reason why I figured it out, it wasn't built on the right foundation. Man, we were styling and profiling, but in the background, oh my God, I wish I could have, you know what, I threw the picture away. I should have never thrown that picture away. But I threw a picture away. It was me and my former husband and our 2 children, and we looked like the epitome of the perfect black family. We was all sitting up, and it was just the rich man's family. And there was a little tear coming out my eye that nobody could see. Because just before we took that picture, we was arguing. I'm trying to tell y'all, don't act like I don't know what you're going through. I done been through that and more. I don't just have time to tell it. Okay. But this man right here changed my life. His name is Dr. Mark Sharona. Yes. And when I had reached the bottom of my life, I was in the middle of a painful divorce. I turned on the television, and he was having this Destiny conference. And at that moment in my life, I felt like I had no destiny. I don't know, how do you get to the point where you feel like you have no future, no destiny? I was there. I didn't care what it took. And that's why we have to charge, first of all, the registration fee doesn't even cover the cost of your being here. But we have to charge something because you have to invest in yourself. That's right. And I had a little teeny credit card, and I got an airplane ticket and a hotel room and went to that man's conference because I needed help. And I'm not afraid to ask for help. And the funny thing was, he stood up in front of the room. He's got thousands of people that follow him. He stood up in front of the room right before he got started. He said, listen, I'm an executive coach, and I coach. He started naming all these celebrities he coaches. He said, and I just happen to have a time slot available on my calendar. Before he finished calendar, I was in front of him. Okay. I know that's right. I said, do me. Do me. I don't care what it takes. You need to get, I'm not talking about Ayana, fix my life. I need to get my life back.
Right now.
And the funny thing was, I didn't even know how much it cost. Wow. All I know was I needed it. And we get blocked by what it costs. Yeah. When it should cost, it should take everything you got. Yeah. Your dream is going to take everything you got. And the rest will come. Yes. The rest will come. So this man was my coach, and he spoke into my life. And as a result of that, I went on to start my own corporation, my own company, so I can help other people. I want to help professional women to become transformational leaders. We need you to run for office. Yes. And it doesn't matter what, this is why I put this in here. In spite of the fact you might be living a nightmare right now. Mm-hmm. I want those people. Because I know what that looks like. Went on and wrote 20 books, all on Amazon. I met all these beautiful people. And I actually did a, matter of fact, you was there, that one, with Tasha Smith from Tyler Perry's movie. When I released my first book, she helped me release the book. This is my boyfriend, don't tell his wife. I got to meet Dr. Oz, and this is one of my favorite pictures. This is a letter from President Barack Obama for 20 years of service to the community. And this is me beginning my first television show. I'm living my dream. This is really what I want you to see. And this was my dream to go to Paris. And I got a cooking class while I was there. So I learned how to cook crepes and some chocolate. It was awesome. It was awesome. And this is what I love to do in my spare time. I love playing golf, even though I'm not really good at it. Who cares? Right. It's beautiful out there. Yeah. And you get to write in those little cards, And then I also am a businesswoman. I have a Airbnb, and that's doing, it's off the, it's just, I can't, it's too many people, I can't even manage it all. And they also approved me being a life coach for Airbnb.
Nice. That's awesome.
So I'm getting ready to launch that. And I'm going, oh boy, here it is. Here goes that dream again. And I actually started a business for my mom, so I wanted to inspire her to be her best person, and she just totally lit up after not really wanting to live anymore. This was my way of helping her to discover her dream. And here we are.
Yes.
At the Dream Life. That was the journey, and that wasn't even half of it. But now we have arrived at the Dream Life University, and the Dream Life University is a platform online where you can go to get the tools that you need to get the solutions for the things you might be dealing with right now.
Right.
And we're going to have a lot more to talk about later, but I just wanted you to see that. And basically, it's going to be a content-rich platform, providing solutions, expert instruction, and also we're going to be hosting, the Dream Life University will host this masterclass on a quarterly basis. So the reason why that's important is because we're not going to just give you a bunch of materials, which you're going to go through in a minute, and send you home. Because left to your own devices, you're going to slip back into your own habits. So we want to keep up with you to help you live and realize your dreams. So let me do this real quick. In your folder, if you could just kind of look through that, everything in there is in order that we're going to use them. So please don't pull anything out just yet. And I'm sorry to ask you to do that. Everything is in order. You have your agenda. You have your bios. You have a form that you're going to fill out. And then I'm really trying to get you to get all the way to the back. And then you have a coupon. So we're going to look at that right now. Oh God, I'm way ahead of myself. Way ahead of myself. So it's right after your right after the bios. It's a little form that says set an intention. Set an intention. So you want to take that out. And I'm going to give you 5 minutes to write down 3 things, if you can. If you can, again, you're going to have enough materials. You're going to have enough materials to get you to the end of the year. But set an intention. 3 wishes. 3 ways to solve 3 problems that you might have. What would you like to see happen in your life? What brought you here? 3 things. Because those 3 things are going to guide us for the rest of the day. And there are pens, there are pencils. Dale, could you help? I think they need
Your glasses.
glasses. Oh, I thought she said pencil. 3 things, just like off the top of your head. Don't think too deeply off the top, because you came here for something. There's a reason for you being here. All right, everybody done? I'm close to it. So what I would like to do is I want to show you how you can solve every one of those issues you wrote down on the paper. And I'm going to give you about 3-4 secrets to show you how. First secret is to take a holistic approach to your life. What does that mean? Every area of your life is interconnected. So I would like for you to please look at those things you listed and kind of start to see what area of life they fit in, and we'll talk about it a little bit more later. Just want to get you thinking ahead. In order for you to build a life you dream, you got to understand every area of your life is dependent on every other area. Spiritually, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in a minute. Mentally, what you think about, how you think. Emotionally, how you feel. Physically, how you, health-wise, and how you go about in your body. Your relationships. Your profession, your vocation, your finances, your material blessings, or fortune. All of these things are interconnected. So if one thing is out of kilter, it's going to set something else out of kilter. It's going to set something else off. So I need you to just embrace the fact, and I'm not saying this is anything new or earth-shattering, but embrace the fact that every part of your life, every action has a reaction. Every cause has an effect. I'll give you an example. You could be wealthy and an emotional basket case.
Yes.
You can have a great husband and really not have in your right mind. There's so what we're really looking for is to bring all of these things into alignment.
Together.
That's how you get the dream. Because you can actually work your butt off to get the job.
Mm-hmm.
But you could be poor in spirit. Because you have lost every semblance of integrity to get there. So we want to make, this is really how you begin to build a dream. In your packet, you have the actual blueprint to do that. That's this document right here. And as we go through the day, you're going to write down little notes to yourself when we talk about each area. The rest you put in this beautiful little notebook you got. Just for dreaming. This is just for dreaming. That's all it is. Looks like a course pad. What do you call it? Yes, it is a composition, but it looks like a pad. What do you call those blankets that you make?
Like a quilt.
A quilt. A quilt. Y'all seeing everything you want to see. Everything you see is fine. But it's like a quilt, an interwoven quilt. So that you can interweave all of the areas of your life and jot down in this book. Now here's the thing. The book is big enough that you can't lose it.
Okay.
It's big enough that you put it on your dresser, you'll see it. It's big enough so that you'll remember you still have to dream. And I want, this is only going to be but so big. This is just going to really wet the whistle and get you started. So the first thing we're going to talk about is spiritual, which I think is the foundation to everything that we do. I believe that you are a body. How many people believe you have a body?
Yes.
Okay. You are a spirit.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And how we know that is, if you don't move and you close your eyes, you could still exist. And the other way I describe it is when you say, I shouldn't have did that. Who are you talking to?
Right.
So you are a spirit. You have a soul. That soul comprises your mind, your will, and your emotions. And sometimes those things combat your spirit because you know you did something to go against those. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's when you start talking to yourself. That's where the guilt and the fear and the shame comes in. There's a battle going on.
Right.
So you are a spirit. That's the truest part of who you are. If you don't have that integrity, you're in trouble.
Yes.
Because then you can do anything. You can go and you could tell any lie. You can hurt any person and not feel it. Because there's not enough integrity going on in your spirit. So you are a spirit, you have a soul, mind, will, and emotions, and you just happen to live in a body. And that carries all that wonder around.
Right.
So we're going to deal with this first building block, the spiritual building block. And as you can see, it ties everything together. And so this is our map, our blueprint, I'm sorry. So the first building block, and I'm going to go through this very quickly and you'll see why I can. So is the fact that we are looking now to transform our spirits so that we can be strong, and that will guide everything else. But interestingly enough, another thing I found out, if you look up the word spiritual, they can't give a definition to it. Look it up. No real one definition. They go to religious, they go to church, but they never really talk about what it is. And this is what I've been able to define it from my own research and experience. The spirit is an intangible essence. It is the underlying and unseen force of everything in the earth, everything in the universe. There's a power greater than ourselves. How about that?
Yes.
Very important for us to gather that. Oprah Winfrey said, you don't become what you want. You become what you believe. So if you are not becoming what you want, it's because we got to check your belief system. And that's where the spiritual things reside. So the good book says, the spiritual principle, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You have to renew your mind in order to get the rest of the things that you want to see in your life. And if you don't change that, nothing else will change. So the second thing we have to do, the second secret, what was the first secret?
Take a holistic approach.
Take a holistic approach, like everything impacts everything else. Second one is alter your belief system.